Welcome, FNusa57 here. Once again, I'm back on Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Today I'm going to be showing you the fastest ways to go ahead and farm Blaze Bucks and thereby complete the Blaze of Glory event. So this is our new event that we have. You need a total of 255 Blaze Bucks for everything. It does have some pretty cool rewards, including a nice animated camo and a special animated camo if you have the black cell. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Now, alright, so first and foremost, what you might have seen already posted online about the best method being to go into Warzone and plunder, that's not consistent. So anyways, you have two options, so I'm going to explain both of them for you. Option 1, the actual fastest method. You will need access to Black Ops 6, and you're going to want to go into zombies. So I will show this method first. This will net you approximately 1 Blaze Buck every 30 seconds, which is marginally slower than the Warzone method, but it is consistent. So it doesn't matter what weapon, it doesn't matter what augments you have, all you're going to want to do is build up a directed mode Liberty Falls save, and then you're going to want to reload that save. While you can play, just for notes, the Zombie Snacks or Zombie Snacks directed mode, and those actually allow you to continue past the diminishing return wall for Blaze Bucks, which is pretty cool. So in other words, you can complete the event just by playing the game, which is neat. But if you're like me and you want to get it done immediately, then this is what you want to do. You build up your directed mode, just regular directed mode, not snacks, save. You probably already have one if you're like me and you've used this method before for farming the events. So the problem with this is it's going to hard cap you at 15 Blaze Bucks. But that's okay, because we can just reset and negate that cap. All you want to do is you want to drop into the game. You can see this is my save that I've used for tons and tons of different stuff, and it's basically the one that we've just been keeping. If you don't have a save built, then follow the on-screen instructions and just get to the point that you're at wave cap, which is going to be 14. Anywhere past 11 will do, but 14 is ideal. Then you can go right there where I was, buy the LR off the wall. It's probably going to be green or blue rarity, and then I recommend that you grab 2 levels of Pack-a-Punch on it. After that point, all you need to do, this is the weapon that you'll be using, ideally if you have it built with a suppressor on it. Otherwise, you can use any weapon. It does not really matter. The LR is just easier for this particular method. Go anywhere you want on the map, group up the waves worth of zombies, and put a few rounds into the horde of zombies to eliminate them. You'll actually have to aim if using a weapon that's not explosive. If you are going to use a weapon that is explosive once pack-a-punched like the LR, then you will definitely want to grab yourself some good old PhD flopper so you don't blow yourself to bits. Then run through and pick up all of the Blaze Bucks that you got from that group of zombies. The first wave, or the first time you do it, these guys are going to drop approximately anywhere from 2 to 5. And I like to just always eliminate the mangler if there is a mangler that spawns. So then we're going to do the exact same thing again for the next wave. We're going to group these guys up. Unfortunately, there's a bit of RNG to it, so it's not always super consistent. But all you want to do is you want to group the wave up. I like the spot right here in front of the bank because you can pretty much circle it and take minimal damage. Group all the zombies up. If you're using decoys, you can check that you have the entire wave grouped up, because it should go up to enemies distracted 40 roughly. And then again, it doesn't matter exactly how you do it, but just go ahead and murder all of the zombies in your horde. You're going to have a bunch of drops, so it'll probably be hard to see exactly, but Blaze Bucks look like this, kind of bucks, weed bucks that are on fire. They honestly look pretty good. They have an audio cue when they drop on the ground, so they could last a little bit longer. Otherwise, they can be harder to pick up on higher waves, but that's all you're going to do. Now you'll see I'm up to 5 blaze bucks. So what we're going to do is we're going to circle these zombies up 3 times, and then we're going to save and quit. And then we're just going to load that save right back up and do the exact same thing over and over and over again until you have all of the blaze bucks that you want. Now, the reason why this is faster is because once we've built the save, we can literally just come in and farm this, get our cap before diminishing return, and then leave and repeat the process. We basically have almost 0 downtime compared to the Warzone method, which I will show just for those folks who don't have access to Black Ops 6. I understand that is something that we got a complaint about on my previous farming video, so I'm just going to try to do this as best I can to include everyone. Now, the reason why I like the LR so much is just because it's super convenient. You don't need to have any perks, and you don't need to have it upgraded very high. So, Blue Rarity Pack 2 is more than adequate as long as you have PhD Flopper. So you're going to go for 3 rounds. And depending on the amount of blaze bucks that you get, you're going to end up somewhere between, on the low side, 7, on the high side, 11. Once you hit that 10th mark, then just stop. You'll notice that we've been in the game for roughly 5 minutes, but that was also with me buying the LR, pack-a-punching it, and then obviously getting hit here. So if you are at 7... you can continue, you can kill off the wave and see if you get any more blaze bucks, but more than likely you're only going to get 1 blaze buck per wave at this point moving on, and that's because you're close to earning 10 or earned 10 blaze bucks for the wave, so unfortunately you start to run into the diminishing return on that, which is why all you're going to do is you're going to save and quit. Go back to the main menu, reload the save just like we did at the beginning, and keep rinsing and repeating that process until you have all the blaze bucks that you want. Now remember, in standard matches, you can get more blaze bucks, but they really start dropping slower and slower. And in the snacks mode, you can keep getting the blaze bucks, but they average out to 1 blaze buck per 40 zombies killed or 1 minute of in-game match time. So it's not really that fast. I'm just going to show you that we have everything we need. You can earn more blaze bucks than you need, but these are the super cool rewards. And if you want to skip ahead to the Warzone method, I'll show you the Warzone method here in a second. You get a nice 30-minute double XP token. Like, there's actually some decent rewards from this event, which is kind of cool. I mean, I don't particularly care about the decal and whatnot, but you do get some nice rewards here. It takes a second to go ahead and actually claim them all, but this way you folks know what they are. And then I will show the camo. You also get a double weapon XP token. Nothing really super uber duper, you know, write home about, so we're going to just go through these super fast for you. You do get an animated calling card, which honestly is fairly cool. But the main thing that I know most folks are going to want are the camos. You also get a pack of gobblegums. You get this this Phoenix Up pack, which is pretty nice for zombies players. It's really good if you do play in a team. You also unlock your field upgrade Frost Blast. So if you were like me playing through doing all the research for the upgrade ahead of time, well, now you have it. And the Vendetta perk. So that is your Black Ops 6 multiplayer new perk from the event. And last, or almost last but not least, you have an emote, if that's your kind of thing, for collecting them. And for the 100 blazing weed bucks, you get a battle pass tier skip. Now, you do have to claim all of them to go ahead and get the camos. Once you have done that, congratulations, your event is now complete. Awesome! Right? Right, folks? Alright, now personally, I think that that was honestly pretty cool. And when you go and you actually equip the camos, now remember that for the camo, you get 1 for just the event, and then you get 1 if you have the black cell. So this is the regular event camo. And to be completely honest, if you're not a fan of purple, then it's probably not going to be a camo that you like. But if you don't mind purple, it's honestly not a bad camo. So, I mean, it's not a mastery camo or anything like that, but it's honestly not really that bad. The one for the black cell, I think, looks a little bit cooler, but I mean, this is still a pretty good camo. You get that kind of little holographic effect, black and purple. Personally, I prefer the black and gold, but I did not buy the black cell, so we don't have that one. Alright, now, for all of you players that don't have access to Black Ops 6, let's go over the slightly slower method. So, that's going to be Battle Royale, and it's going to be... you can do this in any mode. I have to be completely upfront with folks. You're going to want to go into Plunder, but this is going to be annoying. First of all, you're up against quads. Second of all, everybody's going to be doing the same thing for the most part, and as folks learn about it, they're going to be camping the spots. So let's just go ahead and we're going to find a match. I'll show you the path that I like initially, and also for this, we're not really going to be going for a win, so you're going to want a fast mobility weapon, and personally, I do have the sprinter perk on for, you know, just unlimited tac sprint, even though we will be running with a melee weapon out. Now, basically, I'm just going to explain the route that most folks are using in case you don't know. It's going to be landing here in Promenade, searching these buildings, going over, searching the buildings there in a circle. Of course, I'm not in the actual lobby yet. I'm just in the training area because this is honestly ass. I do not like doing this because basically everybody in Plunder is camping all of the high loot areas now, since they know folks are actually going for those blaze bucks, and this is very, very RNG dependent. So one, it depends on the line, the flight path that the plane is going to take, but in general, I'll give you a few tips. If you have a bad flight path, this is a very bad flight path because this really good area, basically just in front of train station and Promenade, this area right here is where the plane is flying. So basically everybody and their brother is going to go in here, and it's just going to turn into a cluster and a half. So if you like that, then sure, fine. But, you know, if you're just after the blaze bucks and you want the most efficient method, this is not going to be ideal when you have a bad flight path like that. So pretty much what you're going to want to do is just hit the ground and keep an ear out for the boxes. Go ahead and grab them. You don't have to grab anything else, just any loot crate at all, regardless of color. Listen out for them, and you want to open them in order to grab yourself a chance for some nice spicy weed bucks. It can be a regular crate, it can be a blue crate, it can be a gold crate, it does not matter. You don't have to fight, but yeah, lots of folks are camping these areas because folks are going for the weed bucks, and their players are just trying to, you know, kind of get easy kills for their weapon camos and whatnot. So keep that in mind when you're doing this. A regular crate has a chance of giving you a weed buck, probably the lowest. Blue crates seem to be about a 50-50 chance of getting a weed buck. And then last but not least, you have the legendary crates, those orange crates that basically they guarantee that they will have a weed buck in them. So those are the best crates to open. Obviously, they're the rarest crates, and of course you want to hit the ground and have your melee weapons out, running all over the place, checking all of the buildings, just listening for crates. Don't, I mean, you can, if you want, pick up the money and go for the win, but that's just going to make you a bigger target, which is going to make it harder to complete the event. So once you've gone and done that, you can come over to the train station and start looting up all of the stuff here in the train station. You're probably going to meet players that are going to try hard, and it's just honestly really annoying. While this method can net you, while I was testing everything, this method, the best game I had, I got 43 weed bucks, and it took just over 15 minutes to do. The problem is that was one game, and all of the rest of the games, I averaged 1 weed buck every 50 seconds. So, worse than zombies. But if you don't have access to zombies, then this is what you're going to do. You're just going to come into Plunder, or technically regular Warzone, but Plunder's easier because you can just constantly respawn, check the looted areas, check to see where any of the crates are. If they're not opened, grab them. The only other thing to note off of this is once the crates are restocked, if it is the same crate that you have already opened, then it gets restocked and you go back to it. Unfortunately, I can't get another weed buck from them. Now, some folks seem to think that they can, but personally, I've never experienced it. So, let me know in the comment section if this helps you out. If you did experience getting a crate that was restocked after you had already opened it the first time and getting more weed bucks out of the crate the second time. You can also search all the crates that usually spawn around these buses, but this is definitely a hot area, so just kind of keep it in mind that this is not necessarily ideal. It depends on the luck of the flight path, the luck of the players in your lobby, and the luck of what crates you're going to get. If you do happen to see any counter UAVs or whatnot, you can definitely grab them, put them up so that at least folks don't know exactly where you're at. And if you get any loot crate UAVs, definitely grab those and pop them, because that'll be very helpful in trying to find where the loot crates are. But basically you're looking for, well, pretty much a similar strategy to what you do when you're actually trying to win the game, which is grab as many loot crates as fast as you possibly can to get as much money as you possibly can. So you will put a target on your back when doing this, but you can come through and just loot as much as possible. So we've been at that, not really too long here. We did die, and we had, 1 player kill. I already earned 15 blaze bucks. And then once you've either looted everything in the area, or if you're having a really sweaty game, just simply go ahead and leave the match and queue up for the next match. So technically this is the second fastest method for earning blaze bucks. It could be the fastest method, but it depends on the RNG of the players in your lobby, the flight path of the plane, the RNG of the crates as to what rarity crate you find, where they're located. They're usually in similar places each game, but they're not always in the same place, and they're also not always the same loot rarity. So you may get regular crates, which have the lowest chance of dropping the weed bucks. You may get blue crates, which have, in my testing, about a 50% chance of dropping the weed bucks, and then you may get lucky and find orange crates, which are guaranteed to give you a weed buck. So when you want weed bucks, here you go. This is where you're at. And then, of course, you can loot through train station if nobody's looted up the train station. But chances are most folks have. So this is loot that goes pretty quick. You have to be fast, be the first to loot everything up. And if you're lucky enough to get that loot UAV, that will help you a fantastic amount. You can also go up to the quarry, you can go up to military base, and dam, they have a bunch of crates as well, but usually they're very far off of the flight path. So it's going to take you a while to go ahead and go up there, which is going to decrease your overall efficiency. Just remember, where there's a lot of loot, there's going to be a lot of enemies. So I really hope that this video helped you out. If you have any questions or anything, please leave a comment. I'll do my absolute best to help you guys out. Otherwise, do me that favor of smashing the like button, subscribing with notifications turned on if you haven't done so already, so you never miss out on another guide. And of course, most importantly, my brothers and sisters I legion, till next time, stay frosty.